I want to show you how to graph piecewise functions on your calculator. So if you go to the y equals key, and we're going to type in the function. So in y1, we're going to type in one piece of the function. Now it's going to be a little different because we have to type in the restraints for x, the fact that x has to be less than or equal to 1. So I'm going to show you the keystrokes. Let me start this over here. So we're going to, we have to put it in parentheses. So our first piece of the function was 2x plus 3, and close the parentheses. Then we're going to hit the divide by key, and next we're going to, why didn't that go? And then next we're going to, in parentheses, we're going to put the restraints for x. So x has to be less than or equal to 1. So we type x here, as we did before. Now to get to the less than or equal to sign, we have to hit second, and then the math key that says test, and we want less than or equal to. So we want number 6. So you can actually just hit 6, and it goes right to that symbol. So it put x less than or equal to 1, and close the parenthesis. That's the first piece. Now I'll do the down arrow. Now I need to do the second piece. I still need to put a parenthesis even though it's just a 5. Close parenthesis. Divide by, parenthesis, x, and now I need greater than 1. So to get the symbol, second, and then the math, to get to the testing, we want greater than, which is number 3, and I want greater than 1. Close the parentheses. Now I've entered my equation. Now remember, if I go zoom 6, it gives me a standard viewing window, and there is my piecewise function. Now I can do things like hitting the trace key, and you'll see it tells me right here it's blinking on 0, 3. If I hit the arrow, it will give me approximate values for x and y defined by the function. If I do my table, now I showed you in class how to set up a table. Let me set it up to auto and auto. So I'm going to, I'll just do it like this. Start at -4, go in increments of 1. So if I go to second table, notice that it tells me error for all the values that are less than 1. For the y2 value, it tells me errors. So it will only give me answers on the correct piece. So when x is less than or equal to 1, it will only fill in the answers for in y1. And for x greater than 1, it only fills in answers in y2. If I scroll down here, I can see values that would be on my chart or on my graph. And remember that at 1, we plugged it into 2x plus 3, but then for anything greater than 1, it was defined by the piece f of x equals 5. All right, now we're going to try one with 3 pieces. So same kind of setup, except that middle piece is going to be a little more difficult. So we're going to, let me show the keystrokes again. Let me clear this out and make this a little smaller. All right, so we're going to have, oops. All right, well, I'll show those later. 3 divide by, and then we have to set the restriction. So remember, it's x, second, test, and we want less than or equal to, which is number 6, -1, parenthesis. So that's the first one. Now the second piece we're going to have to do a little bit differently. The first part's the same. So parenthesis 2x plus 1 close the parenthesis, divide by. Now for this next part, we have to do it in 2 steps. We can't do both symbols like this. We have to use the word and. So I'm going to break it apart and say -1 is less than, so I have to go second test to find the less than symbol, which is number 5, x. And then I have to type in the word and. Oops, I think I have an extra x in there. Oh, not. Okay, to get and, we're going to go second test. But this time I need to do the right arrow key to logic and choose. It's already chosen on number 1. It's already highlighted to and, so select the and. And I also want to say x is less than or equal to 2, so I have to type x. To get less than or equal to, second test. Oops, sorry about that. Second, there we go. Less than or equal to, which is number 6. And I don't know why it's not liking that. There we go. 2. Close the parenthesis. Done with the second piece. For the third piece, negative, oops, forgot my parenthesis. -1/2 x, you could do the fraction if you want to, minus 2, close parenthesis, divide by, so it's always divide by, and then you put the restriction, x greater than, you go second, math, and we want number 3, we want greater than 2. Close parenthesis, and we hope we typed it all in right. Now I'm going to hit graph and hope it works. And those are our 3 pieces. If you compare this to what we did in our notes, you should find that those match. Notice it won't show you like the closed-in dot or the open circle, but it will graph piecewise functions.